Hello everybody, Shocking into 1000 reporting for duty. Welcome back to an episode of Pokemon Legends Arceus. In the last episode, we did have to deal with a bunch of cutscenes, but more importantly, we got told where Giratina disappeared off to after we defeated Folo at the end of episode 57. But we were also told about the legendary genies Tornadus, Thunderous, and Landorus. We have already obtained Tornadus and Thunderous, but we have not yet obtained both Giratina and Landorus, and that's what we're going to be doing this episode. So, obviously, we did get told Giratina was in the Cobalt Coastlands. Whereabouts? Well, it's found right over here. These pillars are a striking resemblance to the ones at Spear Pillar, the Temple of Sinnoh. Before anything else, you want to save before entering this cave, because when you enter this cave, this is where you find Giratina. Upon walking up to him, you're going to be forced to have a regular Pokemon battle against him. And you get to hear the music once more. Gonna go for an Ice Beam and hope we can get the Frostbite. Okay, we didn't. But that's fine. Let's weaken him a little bit more with Liquidation, and then we should be good to go. Because obviously he's going to keep using Shadow Force non-stop. And, wait, he's actually getting closer every single time he uses the move. Right, let's throw an Ultra Ball. There we go! Very first ball! You found something shiny where Giratina was. We obtained a Grizius core. The Grizius core will allow you to change Giratina's form freely at will. But from generation 4 all the way up to 7, changing Giratina's form was actually depicted under the Grizius orb, not the Grizius globe. So, kind of weird that. So it's basically a case of like, ever since generation 8 of announcing the Grizius core, I know it's a globe, but still, bear with me on this. I am just like reorganizing the plates. Just move them about. There we go. Right, so yeah, the Grizius core debuted in Legends Arceus, and it became a regular item in Scarlet and Violet to change Giratina's form from the form you saw me from the form you saw me batter him at in Phase 1 on top of the Temple of Sinnoh to the one that you saw me battle him in this episode. There we go. Anyway, it used to be the Grizius orb to change Giratina's form, but they changed it to the Grizzliest core. So now, in Scarlet and Violet, if you give Giratina the Grizzliest orb to hold, it will no longer change his form, but it will still boost the power of his Ghost and Dragon type moves. Whereas the Grizzliest core is the one that changes his form, but I do not recall if that actually boosts the power of his attacks or not. If it does, then fair enough, but I can't say for definite. So yeah, that's Giratina's origin form. And apparently it's not allowing me to see his other form. His Resolute form. Right, we're going to return to the village because we're now going to be obtaining Landorus. Right. I believe you don't need a particular weather condition to get Landorus in this one. So we're free to just head over to the Heights camp. Might be a good idea for me to actually sit up because I can't see my item inventory otherwise. I'm going to save right here. And then we're going to head to Romanus Island because that is where Landorus will be. I just hope I'm right about the fact that you do not need a weather for it to appear. Let's see. See, close to the very end. Whoa! Whoa! The heck? He just literally appeared out of nowhere. I was just walking around, see if I can find him. And then all of a sudden, it's just like, bam! I'm right here, sucker! Unfortunately for Landorus, you're going to have to be dealing with a whole bunch of hills, similar to Alabaster Icelands with Tornadus. Okay, we got him. Oh, that was an A-bomb. I thought for a second, oh, we actually got a shiny! But no. I'm going to go straight into the battle. I'm going to not use Liquidation, and I'm definitely not going to be using Ice Beam. In case you're wondering about the legendary genies, Tornadus was dubbed to be the first ever, and technically also only, pure flying type Pokemon until Rookidee and Corvuscry were debuted. But Tornadus was kind of like a obtuse Pokemon to be used for a pure flying type. It's still useful, don't get me wrong, but it still has some like difference. Oh, okay. Right, we'll go over what he just did in a minute there. So Thunderous is a electric flying type, so got a few bunch of them. But Landorus, the reason why I'm not using Ice Beam is because Landorus is a ground flying type. He has a quad weakness to ice. And this move, Sandsear Storm, each of the legendary genies had been given a signature move upon creation of Legends Arceus. Because before Legends Arceus came out, the legendary genies, yes, including the Lake Guardians, as well as the Uxie, were not given a signature move at all. Oh, frick. Critical hit. Okay, reset. So, yeah, upon their debut, Azelf, Mesprit, Uxie, Tornadoes, Thunderous, and Landorus did not get a signature move for the majority of their lifespan of being created before Legends Arceus came out. But now that with Legends Arceus debuting, we now know for definite about Azelf, Mesprit, and Uxie having mystical power as their signature move. And the Lake Genies, that move, Sandseer Storm. Oh, damn it. I loaded up the wrong menu. Right. Sandseer Storm is Landorus' signature move. Tornadoes has a signature move, Bleak Wind Storm. And Thunderous, I'm actually blanking on Thunderous' signature move's name. Minor thing, hang on. I might need to go to the Galaxy member here and just have a look at the Pokemon. Just hopefully I can actually find them. Okay, there we go, there we go. Wild Bolt Storm, okay, there we go. So what these moves do, Bleak Wind Storm, the user attacks with savagely cold winds that causes both body and spirit to tremble. This may also leave the target with frostbite. Thunderous, Wild Bolt Storm has a chance of inflicting paralysis, and I believe, and I could be wrong on this, Sandseer Storm, I believe, is known to inflict burn. I could be wrong on this, but I have a strong probability that that might be the case. Just going to move Giratina here, and then going to move these lot here. We'll have a look at the natures at a later point. Right, once again I'm going to save. Oh, damn. Okay, there we go. Right, let's hope we don't have the exact same thing that happened last time, where we ran up over here, and then Landorus decided to spawn directly on top of me. Okay, there he is. Yeah, the reason why Tornadoes and Landorus are like hard to deal with is because they move away from me with a really fast speed, and you can't throw items when riding on Weirdeer. And with them doing that move as well, is a case of, okay, can you hit me through these? Because you won't be able to see me. Right, here we go. Second try. This time I actually am going to open up with Liquidation. Okay, good. Right, so does Sandseer Storm have a chance to burn? Might have to figure that out when we catch him. Okay, there we go. We got Landorus. Now that we caught all three of the genies, this is what you want to do. I don't know if it's necessary to do it, but it's ideal for you to do it. Find the three genies. And put them in your party. It might not necessarily be key important prompt, but we're doing it anyway. Right, we'll turn to the village. In fact, one thing I'll probably say about Tornadus, Thunderous, and Landorus is that they obviously mentioned them being in their incarnate form. They actually have a different form. Their different form is known as Etherean form. And I'll mention to you in rough detail what they look like. Tornadus just looks like a regular bird almost. Like a hawk maybe. Thunderous looks like a grizzly bear. And Landorus looks almost similar to like a flying tiger. Right, where we're going to go now, we are going to head to the ancient retreat. With Tornadus, Thunderous, and Landorus in our party. And talk to Kogita. When you... Oh, you gotta complete the entry... Oh, God's sake. Alright. Right, so we just gotta use these ideally. So, I guess we just find some random Pokemon to battle. It's a bit stupid. Commonly the fact is like, oh, I will not proceed the story until you completed the Pokédex of the individual Pokemon. Why is it always like that? Absolutely stupid. Right. Okay, let's just find some random Pokemon to battle against. Okay, Bronzong. I never really like you as a Pokemon in this game, so we'll do that. We will do strong style Bleak. Let's do agile style Bleak Windstorm. And now strong style Bleak Windstorm. In case you were wondering about Bleak Windstorm, it's kinda similar to Hurricane, where it is guaranteed to hit so long as the weather is raining. And it can actually attack 2 Pokemon for the price of 1 if you're doing a double battle. Actually, whoa, what? Hang on. Okay, so you see those icons there over Obsidian Fieldlands, Cobalt Coastlands, Alabaster Icelands, and Coronet Highlands? That means we have successfully captured every single Pokemon obtainable in those corresponding areas, except Crimson Mirelands, which is interesting to say the least. Right, okay, so Tornadoes, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If we just do a strong style... Actually, wait, hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we just do strong style 2 more times, or agile style 2 more times. We should be good. Yes, 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 I know you're there. Right, let's do strong style extra sensory. Yeah. Okay, there we go. We'll just run away from the battle. So that's Tornadus done. Now for Thunderous. Once again, I'm going to focus it on Bronzong. Right, straight away, Agile Style Wild Bolt Storm. I think this move is also 100% accurate if it's raining in the overworld. I can't be certain. We'll do another Agile Style. Yeah, even though we did do another Agile Style Wild Bolt Storm, if the move misses, it does not get counted as registering saying you've seen the move be used. So yeah, this is all you have to do basically. Just do Agile Style of their signature move and then that's it. You're done. All sorted. Right, Leopard Berry on Wild Bolt. Oh dear, forget it. I'm not even going to bother trying to sneak up on Bronzong. Okay, there we go. We actually got the freeze with the bleak wind, and now we've got paralysis on the other move. Let's now send in Landorus and start working on his. So Landorus' signature move, Sandsear Storm. Yes, I was right. It does have a chance of inflicting burn. Don't have enough space in the statue, whatever it was, I do not care. Okay. We're going to go to the Guarantee Alpha Luxury. Hi. The hell? Alright, fine. I'm not going to try and strike you from behind. If the camera is going to be faulty like buggy like that, it just made it look like I did a barrel roll dodge from Luxury to go from his front to his behind, and all of a sudden he just turned the camera around and moved me immediately back to his front. I do not get why he did that, but whatever. Okay. Yeah. The disadvantage is about having a quad weakness. So I'm going to have to waste a turn to revive Landorus because I need to use Agile Style Sandsear Storm successfully one more time. Really? First turn, this is where being brought into battle, you get Frostbite, and then very next hit you get a critical hit. Yeah. Oh, come on! Why did he allow Luxury to attack again? It should have been a case of I switch in Landorus and then I get to do my attack immediately. Just sit down. Okay, there we go. We're all sorted. Now, yeah, I'm gonna keep the genies in my party. And now we're going to go to Coquita again. Not going to concern myself with a mass outbreak of toxic rogue. In fact, I don't recall the last time I ever did get a mass outbreak of toxic rogue in Coronet Highlands. Alright, let's talk to Coquita. Ah, you've arrived. You now know much about landorus, tornadoes, and even thunderous. Well done. In more normal times, I would bid you let those three fly free, as is their nature. But we are yet fresh from the tearing of the space-time rift. Until its after effects fade entirely, perhaps it's better to keep our trio contained. And now it's time to tell you the rest. There is one more of that cohort. Come. Yeah? There's a brand new genie Pokémon. Tornadoes, Thunderous, and Landorus were the only Pokémon that happened in Unova, and this Pokemon debuted specifically in Legends Arceus. This Pokemon is called Enamorus. Enamorus is a fairy flying type, and I kind of question it because literally, yes, it has hearts around its snake-like neck, tail thing, whatever it is, but those horns on its head and the ugly looking face to the boot. The Herald of Spring. Enamorus is not particularly given to ill behaviour, but I imagine you'd like to document her for your Pokédex, wouldn't you? Catch her then if you'd like. She always flits about in Crimson and Mirelands. Whereabouts exactly in the Crimson Mirelands? Why, the area where you're guaranteed to find yourself the Alpha Skuntank. I'm going to be taking the liberty of going there in the next episode. Next time on Legends Arceus, we'll go to the Crimson Mirelands and deal with Enamorus. Now, before we end off the episode real fast, I'm just going to check, see if the quest have finally popped up. No. Ugh. One of these days it's actually going to pop up eventually. See you guys then.